How in the heck is it going, everybody? That time, again, time for another episode of Ask Hunters for Life. Got some pretty decent questions. I think we got 6 good ones. We had some other ones. Questions are starting to get rather repetitive, which, I mean, it seems like the question, aside from just shout out question mark, the question that we see the most is what is the biggest fish we ever caught? And I think we've answered that. This is what, episode 35, I believe. We've probably answered that in at least 25, if not maybe even 30 of those episodes. So if you're really curious about it, go back and check out past episodes. I feel like the small, not none of you guys, but small portion of these people just ask whatever question comes right to the top of their head to get that shout out. But the questions that we have here are people that actually want to hear what we have to say about their questions. Loving the new office. Really stoked about it. Nice thinking space. But weather, I've been spending a lot of time here. Weather has been terrible these last couple of days. We managed to get out fishing for, I don't know, like 2 hours maybe yesterday before almost monsoon type rains. I mean, the heaviest rains that I've seen so far up here, at least this year in the UP. I mean, it poured from like 7 o'clock last night when we got chased off the lake till probably 6 o'clock this morning, and that's been on and off since then. But we got pretty exciting video we're going to go attempt to shoot tomorrow with the Yappy Youper, but that's probably enough rambling. Might as well get right into the questions. Okay. First question from our boy Youper Outdoors. First of all, hang on. Finally, I mean, this was the prize for, what giveaway was it? 7,500? I think 7,500. We're giving away a rod and reel combo, and when I ordered it, it said back orderable on Cabela's website. So I wasn't really sure. I know what back ordered meant, but it turns out back ordered and back orderable are the same thing. But finally got the rod. Comes with a Pflueger Presidente reel, probably my favorite hands down spinning reel. But we will get that in the post office in the next couple of days. I mean, with the move and all these trips and everything, it's been super chaotic. I got a bunch of t-shirts packaged up. Still need to get to the post office, so I just want to say thank you for your patience. But the question is, any tips on catching brook trout on small inland lakes? Well, we have done quite a bit of open water trout fishing this year, but mostly at night. And went to a lake that has brook trout, but honest to God, aside from lake trout, brook trout are the only, well, we caught some lake trout on Torch Lake, but brook trout are the only trout species that's here in Michigan that we have not yet caught open water. But if I had to give you a recommendation, short of fly, a lot of people go fly fish those small lakes and do pretty good, but I suck at fly fishing, so I stay away from that. You guys know what's coming. Probably the Haley jig, tipped with a wax worm or a leaf worm or red worm or just any smaller worm, a lot smaller than a night crawler. Probably your morning, evening times, they'll be up a little more energetic, probably feeding. If you're out in the middle of the day fishing for trout, probably a lot of the lakes that have trout in them are probably going to be spring fed or fed from a spring fed stream or something of that nature. So midday, you're probably going to want to go deeper, get into that colder water. But towards that evening and that morning hour, we've been on a couple lakes where we've watched trout come up and eat bugs off the surface and stuff like that. But I know Youper Outdoors, I know you already have Haley jigs. So take those out. You can fish them on a bobber, you can cast them and reel them, you can jig them. You guys already know it's the best fishing lure ever. So give that Haley jig a shot. That question has sparked up. I think we're going to have to actually go. We got a couple lakes up here. Some low-key, top-secret lakes. They're supposed to have giant brook trout, so we might have to go try and make a video out of that. But thank you for that question, my friend. You will have your rod here soon. Greatly appreciate your patience, my friend. Next question. Why do you say Atlantic salmon so funny, and would you be open to doing Q&A live with Marquette Adventures? And that question is from Marquette Adventures, one of our best friends. I haven't seen this guy in a while, but I would love, he'll be probably the first guy you see when we do this. But my plan when we started this whole Q&A thing was to have somebody come in, kind of like Gary Vee does, have somebody come in, read the questions, and then, we answer them. And then at the end of the episode, they ask a question to you guys. So eventually we will get there, but just hasn't lined up. suck at time management, so kind of just make these videos. There's really no set schedule to when we make these videos. I try to bring you guys 5 a week, but as far as saying Atlantic salmon, funny, I don't know, Atlantic salmon. I don't know if that sounds funny. That's just how I say it. But still have to catch one. Last, gosh darn species of salmon here in Michigan that I haven't caught. And I hope it comes up next year on Torch Lake. We'll get one. If not, we're going to go to the St. Mary's River this spring and get one. All right, next question. Our boy Big O Outdoors. Are you going to make videos on deer hunting this fall? I want to say yes. I do. I really do want to make some deer hunting videos. But as you guys already know, I am completely addicted to waterfowl hunting, which just unfortunately lands at the exact same time as deer season. But we've got a buttload of acreage right in the backyard, and we've been seeing a lot of deer crossing the roads. Been seeing a lot of sign of deers and seeing a lot of deer sign. But our roommate is a big deer hunter, so we are going to get some stands, some bait piles out, give her a shot, and if we're seeing something worthy of shooting, I'll probably be willing to sacrifice a week or so of duck season and try and kill a whitetail. It'll probably happen. But good question. Hopefully we'll make at least one deer hunting video, even if it's just me filming for the roommate, which would be fine because I'm not that good of a shot anyways. But there are, well, I don't think they count as deer, but we are going to Africa in October to shoot an impala, a blessed buck, and a springbuck. We get to shoot 2 of each of those. So you will see a couple of videos from Africa. Pretty jacked up about that trip. My passport actually just came in the mail today, so got that out of the way. It's all official now. Next question. What is the hardest biting fish you catch up there? Down here I do a lot of saltwater. Oh, lucky. I do a lot of saltwater fishing. Oh, what happened here? Saltwater fishing and bull redfish. Cobia, yep. Cobia and redfish are 2 fish that are on my bucket list. But hardest fighting fish, pound for pound, I'm probably going to have to say a smallmouth. But the couple of 40-plus inch pike that we caught this year will definitely take the cake over the 5-6 pound smallies we were catching. But all in all, probably the hardest fighting fish would have to be the elusive sturgeon, which we have not had very many encounters with. But yeah, definitely pound for pound, probably smallmouth. A pretty decent question. I would love to go fish for some redfish too. Those are definitely on the bucket list. All right, next question. From our buddy Kenan Newman. What's your favorite bait to use for bait? Okay. Rubber worms, jigs, chatterbaits. Well, by that I'm going to say you're talking bass. All in all, it's not necessarily a repeat question, but definitely a repeat answer. The Senko worm, regardless of your skill level, newbies, experts, whatever, I fall a heck of a lot closer to the newbies category. But Senko worm definitely takes the cake. Goby color, rainbow trout, baby bass. You can either hook them wacky style with a circle hook right in the center of the worm, gives a little fluttery deal, or you can Texas rig and make them weedless. There's now these things that I'm hearing about called the chicken rig and the Nico rig, which are 2 things that, for one, I didn't even believe are real, but I guess they are. So I'm going to try those out. But right now I have been completely 110% hooked on the swim jig, and I'm going to have to go get the swim jig here in a second if I can find it. Okay. So, as I said earlier, being closer to that newbie side of the bass fishing game, I would look at a skirted jig and say a skirted jig is a skirted jig. But you know, your flipping jigs, which are more like the football head shape, and the eyelet is a little bit further back, so they have a little bit different action compared to your swim baits, where the eyelet is more towards, I guess, the top of the bait, and the head is a lot more rounded. But this is a Gambler swim jig. I think it's like I think this is a 1/2 ounce, just black and blue, pretty simple. Typically, I would trim the the skirts on these because when they're nice and long, they usually don't flare out as good as this one. But this is a great looking bait. I don't actually know what this trailer who made this. Came out of one of the MTBs or LTBs or something like that. I just needed, I put this bait on, needed a trailer for it, and this was the first one I found. This was actually the Yappy Youper. Picked up a pro staff position with Gambler. So we went out like 3 weeks ago, and well, I was catching a couple of fish, and then nothing big, but catching fish. First fish ever on a swim jig, and then his trolling motor decided that it wanted to no longer work. So that kind of put a damper on our day. But we're going back out tomorrow to hopefully film a Gambler tackle video. He's got a bunch of jigs, bunch of trailers, crawl trailers, swim bait trailers, all sorts of good stuff. Senko worms, rage craws, or at least for midsummer, swim jig seems to do it. You're gonna see a video probably at the beginning of next week with that swim jig. We went out to a new lake, me and the roommate, and just absolutely beat their freaking heads in. So I'm pretty hooked on the swim jig. That'll probably stay on that rod for quite a while unless the pike eats it off. But pretty decent question, my friend. Okay, last one we got. Once again, our boy Youper Outdoors. Can we do a video addressing the Hunters for Life rods? Yes, we can. When we get them. The guy that is donating his time to make them for us also fishes a ton of bass tournaments. So come this time of the year, he's fairly busy. But hopefully, come winter time, when he can't go bass fishing all the time, we're gonna put him to work. Maybe open up a slave shop or something like that. No, not really, but hopefully crank out a whole bunch of Hunters for Life rods, and we will have. Hopefully we can get them to where we'll have them up for sale. Right now, they're kind of just giveaway prizes and whatnot, but pretty stoked. They're pretty awesome rods. Baitcasters and spinning rods will have a Hunters for Life logo right on them, so it's official. But that is all of the questions that we have for this video. If you guys have a question you would like to answer, or like to have us answer, drop it down in that comment section. We love talking with you guys. Give us a thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you're feeling. We know you all already have, but if you haven't hit that subscribe button, appreciate the heck out of you guys for your support. Appreciate you for watching. Until our next fishing video, happy adventures.